The year was 1973. A total solar eclipse was expected over the Saharan Desert in Africa. The totality, or the point where the moon fully covers the sun, was supposed to last roughly 7 minutes. To study totality in much more detail, a special prototype plane, which later came to be known as the Concorde, was arranged that would follow the moon's shadow at twice the speed of sound, thus enabling studying the eclipse in a much advanced way. There was skepticism on how much this flight would be able to achieve. However, in the end, the exercise was a great success. The people inside the aircraft witnessed a full solar eclipse for a whopping 74 minutes, a duration more than 10 times what people on the Earth saw the eclipse for. This is how powerful the Concorde was. It was supposed to be a game changer for aviation, for travel, and for the human civilization. In this edition of AIKA Explains, we explore the Concorde's legacy. While there are many videos on the internet that will explain to you why it failed, here we discuss the lessons it taught the world. Number 1. Speed versus cost. The idea of supersonic transport was what mattered to Concorde loyalists. As it turns out, the idea of Concorde was bigger than the Concorde itself. It was fast and cut the travel times to half, but was that all that was needed from an airplane? For starters, an airplane is a business instrument. It has to turn profits. In other words, the costs should not be more than the revenue. For Concorde, the costs were always very high. It consumed roughly 25,000 kg of fuel every hour of flight time. In comparison, the Airbus A380 burns around 11,000 kg of fuel per hour. And even the A380 is considered extremely fuel inefficient. Thus, to keep up with the high costs, ticket prices were high too. A round trip between New York and London in 2003, the year Concorde flew the last, cost around $10,000. This kind of price meant that only a small coterie of flyers who were interested in flying the Concorde regularly, the business traveler. Therefore, the high ticket prices made the market for the Concorde a very restricted one. Dwindling customer demand related to high ticket prices thus was a major factor why the Concorde failed. So here is what the Concorde taught the aviation world. Profits matter more than probably anything else in the business. Before any aircraft hits the market, it is important for the manufacturer and the airlines to precisely define the target group and anticipate challenges in generating profit. Also, it teaches the aircraft manufacturers why knowing their customer, the airlines, is extremely important. Number 2. How to define your market. The Concorde was launched as an aircraft that could reduce travel times between cities to half. This was quite easily achievable given the aircraft had the ability to do so. What it failed to anticipate is how many cities can the Concorde fly to? Or more specifically, what is the market size? Since the Concorde flew supersonic, it produced a sonic boom, which is a loud, thunderous noise made by an aircraft when it breaches the speed of sound. Residents often complained of this, as it led to general inconvenience as well as some broken windows every time a Concorde flew over their homes. Therefore, soon it was forbidden for the Concorde to fly over landmasses, most notably in US and Europe, which effectively meant that it could fly only over the oceans. Moreover, some countries denied Concorde's introduction into their airspace due to environmental concerns arising because of its emissions at high cruising altitudes. Thus, the market size got severely restricted. The lesson learned was to define the market as correctly as possible by anticipating adoption and scale-up challenges. Aircraft nowadays have a very well-defined target destination set based on their range and consumer demand. The Concorde may be credited for it in some way or the other. Number 3. Experience matters. Concorde was a technologist's dream, but not really a customer's dream. It's how Professor Chris Ivory, Deputy Director of the Institute of International Management Practice at Anglia Ruskin University, describes the Concorde. And that's what it really was. The Concorde's prime focus was speed. Customer experience took a backseat. Its interior was not at all luxurious. The cabin was small and the windows were tiny. It housed about 100 cramped seats in a tube, having a cabin space similar to a small range aircraft. While they tried to make it up by having a superior in-flight service, it was never enough. The Concorde taught the aviation world that customer experience matters, even in seemingly short 4 to 5 hour flights. Concorde assumed that the aura surrounding supersonic transport would compensate for the lack of customer experience, only to be proven wrong. Airlines now put additional efforts to ensure luxury inside a plane. Airbus A380, a modern-day marvel, is sometimes termed as a hotel in the sky for the luxury it offers. While the Concorde is not in service today, its legacy will not be forgotten. As we gear up for more advancements in aviation industry, let us never forget the contribution of the Concorde, an aircraft that made people look up into the skies in awe every single time it passed by.
If you like the video, please like, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel. Check out the description for links to our Facebook and Instagram accounts. See you until next time.